anyone ever heard, who's the younger brother or sister? Who went to the same school as the older sibling? Who walked into a school and was just like, wow, you're so-and-so's kid, or younger brother or younger sister? Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you guys need to understand we're representing a lot more than just yourself. Okay? I have two little cousins who are going through the same schools that my brother and I went through. And my family keeps telling them that when they go to see new teachers to tell them that they're Eric's cousin and not Cody's. Because, yeah. So they say, are you related to Eric? I'm like, yes. Are you related to Cody? No. So you have to understand that you're representing more than just you. I'm not trying to brag. That's coming from aunts and uncles, all right? That's not me. Kind of me. But it's true, okay? And that's what we need to understand. This year was really, really awesome. And ow! And a lot of that...
One word, Pops.
What's the name? Go team.
Go team. Jackknife. We had a good year. We had a great year. There was a lot of instances where this year wasn't so great. And I think a lot of us can kind of just look back and say, well, this sucked, and this stank, and this wasn't fun, and this wasn't very good.
Okay.
Jesse?
Moving back a little bit, something that was really good, our attendance rate definitely did go up a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, which, very good.
That was all thanks to me on the microphone.
Your head is huge. That your head is huge. So, man, we need a leash on him now. We had a lot of instances this year where we can look back on either as a youth group or personally and say, man, 06 was just not that great, okay? And we all know what happened on November 5th. And we all understand that that was probably the downfall or the lowest point that I think we've ever seen in youth group. And the cool thing about it, and I'm not saying there was anything great about one of our brothers passing away, but there's a couple instances that I can remember a group of people coming together and getting stronger. And I've talked about this a lot. When Rachel Winters was really sick, and we all kind of just came together on Wednesday night, and we're just like, what's going to happen here? When James had a car accident, we thought he was in intensive care. The 15 of us at the time who were in that youth group, I still remember we're out in the parking lot crying and hugging because we had no idea what was going on with our brother. I felt us get closer that night. A lot of nights like that happened, that we got closer as a family, and I believe John helped us to do that. The greatest nightmare, not as just a youth group, but as any kind of group, be it a school group or a family group, is when somebody passes away. And it was tough. It was really tough. And I'm very proud of the way you guys handled yourselves throughout that. We were there for each other, and I think that was very prevalent. We showed that we loved each other. We were there at the funeral. We helped out their families when we could. We helped out each other when we could. And I just want to say I'm very proud of you guys for that. A lot of times we're going to look back on 2006 and say, man, that was really an awesome year. Okay? So overall, I had a great time with you guys this year. Personally, I think I had a great year personally. As a Christian, I'm so much better spiritually, in my opinion. I think I'm an 8,000 times better youth leader than I was January 1st of 06 now. I hope you guys may think the same way. But we're going to look back on 06 and we're going to say, well, there was really a lot of high points and there was a lot of low points. And like Jesse said, attendance was awesome. We have 30 to 40, maybe over that sometimes, every week showing up, and that's great. But one point I want to make out of that is I have a little bit different of a theory. When I looked at this youth group in January 1st, 2006, okay, I saw a few different types of people. I saw a group of people who were committed and were here for the right reasons. And when I mean right reasons, they're here to have a good time. They're here to fellowship with each other. But most importantly, they're here to serve God. All right, they're here for that reason. They're here to worship God. They're here to get stronger in their faith. And somehow listening to me hopefully makes you do that in some regard. Okay, but I also saw a few other types of people who weren't exactly here for those reasons, or were just here to get away from their parents or to hang out with their girlfriend or boyfriend. And I'll tell you what, as this year went on, so much less and less and less of that stopped. And I think a lot of you, or a few of you at least, could say to me, you know what, last year at the beginning of the year, I really wasn't here for the right reasons, but now I am. I can think of 5 or 6 people who come to this youth group that I think would say that. There's a lot of people who might have been coming to this youth group on a semi-regular or a regular basis last year who aren't here anymore. And you know what? I think that's their loss, but I think at the same point they weren't here for the right reasons. And I'm not saying everyone who's not here anymore was not here for the right reasons. That's not what I'm saying. But I see right now, at the beginning of 2007, a much closer, a much more dedicated and committed group than I've ever seen in this youth group. I've been in this youth group for almost 6 years now. I'm probably the oldest member of this youth group here, upstairs. Tony and Seth have been here longer. They're downstairs. This is the most committed and the closest I've ever seen. I'll be honest with you. How many of you have been here more than 3 or 4 years? Very few of you. Okay? Probably 3 or 4 years ago, for those of you who weren't here, we weren't that committed. We came to play basketball, and we came to beat the crap out of each other in football games. We came to listen to John's 15, 20-minute sermons and to say, wow, that guy's really smart, and kind of just moved on. This youth group is so much more committed and so much stronger now than it ever has been. And I'm proud to be your youth leader. And I hope you guys are proud to be members of this youth group and proud to say, hey, we want to keep going as a family, as a strong group. Because having fun is fun, right? Coming out and having a good time with friends, that's good. But in my opinion, that's not what youth groups should solely be about. I think it should be about more. I think it should be about this. Learning, growing together. Not just individually, but as a family. And not just as a family, but individually. And I think that's what we've been seeing more and more of, which is leading to a much more dedicated group. So, in short, we've seen a lot of ups in 2006. We've seen a couple downs, a few tough downs, which are always going to happen. But overall, I think I see a much stronger youth group now than I have in years past. And I'm not just trying to talk us up, because I guarantee if you would ask me that question last year, I wouldn't have said the same thing. Okay, you guys know I'm a very, very honest person. And this is the truth. I'm so, so proud of you guys. You guys are just awesome. Thank you for behaving with Missy on the shopping trip last week. Thank you for representing yourself. Hopefully behaving. Thank you for representing yourself. See, this is what we need to understand. When you're doing those kind of things, you're representing more than you. And that's what we really do need to understand. And when we were at convention, it was so awesome. You guys listened and you followed rules and you followed direction, and it was just great. And the only person that had to be stressed out all week was me. Everyone else was good. So, yeah. Go team. Where's that coming from? Okay. I want to talk to you guys tonight just about a few expectations and challenges I have for 2007. I just kind of want to talk in a bird's eye view of what I'd like to see in 2007, a few things that I'd like to challenge